Hey, it's Veronica, and I'm here with a vocabulary lesson today. I'm going to teach you about a Hebrew word that we don't often talk about, but you'll often see it in your scriptures as mercy, kindness, loving kindness, unfailing love, covenant love, loyal, steadfast. All of those English words tend to be the Hebrew word Chesed, Chesed. And that idea of Chesed, that love that God has, none of those words completely encapsulates the ideas. So I want to show you and teach you what Chesed means. Chesed is that covenant love that's unfailing. Isaiah talks about it in Isaiah 54:10 when he says, "Though the mountains be shaken and the hills be removed, yet my unfailing love for you will not be shaken, nor my covenant of peace be removed, says the Lord who has compassion on you." So that idea of a covenant with God, with his people, he made a covenant with Abraham and Abraham's descendants, and he made it again at Mount Sinai. And you can even have covenantal love between two people. We see this with Ruth and Naomi. That's an excellent story and an example of Chesed. And sometimes you might wonder, can I sin too much? Can I sin so much God stops loving me? Well, that word Chesed tells us absolutely not. There is no way. Because Lamentations 3:31 and 32 says, "For men are not cast off by the Lord forever. Though he brings grief, he will show compassion. So great is his unfailing love." So if you ever start to doubt and wonder if you've sinned too much, think of this Hebrew word Chesed. Because Chesed there, it's so enduring that it persists beyond any sin. It's always seeking to forgive. God is always enduring, persisting beyond any sin. There is nothing you can do that will make God stop loving you. And that Hebrew word Chesed talks about actively intervening to help a loved one. That's what God's going to do. And we see that in the story of Abraham when he sends out his servant to look for a wife for Isaac. And the servant says in Genesis 24, verse 27, "Praise be to the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not abandoned his kindness and faithfulness to my master. As for me, the Lord has led me on a journey to the house of my master's relatives." So even Abraham's servant there understood and saw God's Chesed helping him on his journey to find Isaac a wife. And so I want to encourage you today, understand this word Chesed. See if you can find it in other verses to understand it better, to see who God is. Because if we understand God's Chesed, God's love for us that is unfailing, it persists beyond our sin, it endures, it's actively intervening to help us, that will give us a better idea of who God is and how he loves us, because then in turn, we can go out and be like Ruth and Naomi and show that Chesed to others. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time.